There are a lot of fantasy animes out there, especially with those unbelievably powerful MCs.
おめでとう晴れて歌姫の第一女子として登録されましたエリコ団長のために場所のように離れますよ
And we've got an exciting collection of the greatest fantasy animes with insanely overpowered main characters.
We know you've probably seen most of them, but we've got a list for you that you actually probably haven't seen already.
Welcome back to Double Dollars. We've got a collection of the greatest fantasy anime with insanely overpowered main characters that you absolutely need to check out.
Number 10. Infinite Dendrogram. An excellent series that promises to be among the most well-executed isekai anime harem series that we've ever seen. The near future is the setting for Infinite Dendrogram. Infinite Dendrogram, an enormous video game released in the distant future of 2043. This game distinguishes itself from the competition by flawlessly simulating each player's sensation, senses of taste, touch, hearing, smell, and more. Ray Starling, Ryuji Mukudori's in-game alias, is who we follow. Finally registered for this huge video game, and his more seasoned brother Shu team up and adventure through this world. The crew starts to really investigate the Dendrogram universe and go on some absolutely insane international adventures, getting to know some wonderful friends and enemies. Ryuji is a real warrior, and the entire Infinite Dendrogram universe is now aware of the renowned fighter they've dubbed the Unbreakable, after he even lost an arm in battle but was still able to win the fight. Number 9. Luck and Logic. In the world of Luck and Logic, which is based on a hugely popular trading card game, it has an intriguing fusion of hard science fiction and high fantasy. In an anime series that doesn't mind delving into some difficult subjects while still delivering some fantastic action, we find out about a terrible tragedy that humanity is facing. After a 100-year conflict in the legendary fantastical world of Tetra Heaven, due to the fear of losing, the demon gods made the decision to attack the Septpian realm of humans. In order to combat these demon gods, the government employed an elite police force that was able to tap into the abilities of goddesses from other worlds. We follow Yoshichika Tsurugi, a young kid who appears to be normal, but who one day meets a lovely goddess, which causes their destiny to be permanently entwined. Number 8. Outbreak Company. An unbelievably hilarious and lighthearted fantasy harem series. The ideal diversion from some of the more intense anime you might be viewing is Outbreak Company. It's always a pleasure to revisit the Shinichi Kanao narrative, a young, reserved otaku. Shinichi receives a job offer because of his extensive knowledge of anime, manga, and video games. In either case, Shinichi runs into his employer, only to be abducted and taken to a fantastical realm. Shinichi quickly discovers that he was actually chosen by the Japanese government to establish ties with this new world by establishing a business and bringing the distinct flavor of Japanese goods to this intriguing and novel market. Number 7. Bofuri. One of the most underappreciated and overlooked anime series in recent times, for sure. Bofuri features some incredibly endearing characters and an intriguing main plot with some fantastic arcs that caught us in the first episode. Kaede Honjo was brought in and immediately got started playing his friend's brand new VR game. Our MC simply amps up her protection capabilities out of fear of taking damage. Her character doesn't have any special skills or abilities and is really slow. But because of her strong resistance, she can withstand the majority of blows without suffering any harm. This gave rise to a truly excellent series in which our hero must exercise her imagination in order to overcome some incredible feats in the game. She's overpowered, but not in the traditional way. Watch as Kaede develops into one of the strongest players in the game over time, and can't help but be sucked into some epic adventures. Number 6. Dragon Crisis.
ゲンブ根性
Ryuji Kisaragi, your seemingly normal kid, is making an effort to lead a typical high school life. Until Eriko, his second cousin, arrives from abroad and causes a boatload of havoc. Introducing Ryuji to the Fang, a clandestine secretive group, soon after stealing a sizable relic box, our hero is on the run. When Ryuji and Eriko open the box, they find a dragon that resembles a young girl and has blonde hair and brilliant blue eyes. When the odd mythical girl sees Ryuji, she feels attracted to him straight away. If only life were that simple. So they decide to call the girl Rose. She's being pursued by this covert and enigmatic Fang group, and so Ryuji is determined to get her back, and he's not going down without a fight. Starting a fantastic adventure as we uncover the truth about Ryuji and the source of his obscenely powerful skills, and learn more and more about the mysterious fantasy underworld full of dragons.
おめでとう彼女の第一女子として登録されましたエリコ団長のために場所のように働きますよ
Number 5. Ari Fioretta. This show itself centers on Hajime Naguma, a high school student that is constantly bullied. The story really kicks off when every student in class gains strong magical abilities after being taken one day into a magical isekai realm. Hajime is not blessed with some crazy overpowered abilities. He's actually given a fairly rudimentary power that lets him tinker with different kinds of materials, a quality that most craftsmen have. The entire class sets off on an adventure in a fantasy world, but Hajime is betrayed one day and left at the bottom of a dungeon. Our hero manages to live using his ability to make weapons for himself in attempts to get out of the dungeon. He meets many interesting people along the road and grows stronger and stronger, with an interesting group surrounding him, including a perverted dragon, a cute girl with bunny ears, and a vampire. Although it may initially appear that Hajime is cursed with extremely simple and rudimentary alchemy abilities, we soon come to understand exactly how powerful he really is. Number 4. Cautious Hero. Cautious Hero completely flips the genre of isekai animes and what it means to be overpowered. This fantasy comedy series is one of the most memorable ones that we've seen in a very long time, since it takes a very straightforward premise and gives it just an unusual twist. The main idea behind Cautious Hero is that the main character is both tremendously powerful and incredibly cautious. A goddess needs to save her world and has searched far and wide for the most formidable warrior she can find to defend her planet from a powerful demon lord. And although his opponents might appear simple and basic, the cautious hero won't act until he's trained and is confident and prepared to handle any situation. This is followed by some sophisticated comedy that's gonna have you physically grabbing at your sides.
This guy, your hero? Nut job.
It's true. I'm well aware.
Number 3. Maburajo.
たでしょ
戻ればいいだろ戻れば
なんだあのや
いいな二人とも
Maburajo is an incredible fantasy harem series that takes place in one of the most amazing magical realm settings that we've ever seen. Normal people are only capable of using magic a few hundred times, but some are capable of using it thousands of times. As a result, this governs the Maburajo world's whole social system. However, if you exhaust all of your power, you simply dissolve, then your body turns to ash. Kazuki Shikimori, a second-year student at a prestigious magic school, is the main character that we follow. He can only utilize his power 8 times before decaying into dust, which is kind of amusing. Like 8 times! As you can expect, our hero experiences frequent bullying and is at the very bottom of his social hierarchy at school. But Kazuki can literally alter the universe with each use of his 8 charges of magic, because he comes from the most powerful magical bloodline. Maburajo has an unbelievably strong narrative that adds some fascinating fundamental plot aspects and developments that had us interested from the first episode on.
いい加減にしてください
Number 2, By the Grace of the Gods. One of the newer ones on this list made huge waves on release. A truly outstanding piece of writing that has began as a light novel and enjoyed great success as a manga, but has now rocked the anime world. A cute little slice of life bundle that combines some intriguing tastes of fantasy and adventure. Following the lonely Ryoma Takebayashi, who has an incredibly difficult and stressful life and passes away in his sleep after an incredibly unlucky accident, reincarnated our hero awakens in an unfamiliar realm. 3 gods appear to welcome Ryoma and admit they genuinely like him. Honestly, it's difficult not to. The 3 gods provide Ryoma a second chance at life and expresses their profound sorrow at his passing, having him reborn as a little child in an awesome isekai world. Number 1, World End.
セレナム間に合わない
An incredibly excellent anime that explores the idea of a post-apocalyptic world in a fresh and fancy way, introducing an anime show that's enjoyable to watch from the first episode on. Suka Suka, also known as World End, takes place in a gloomy future version of Earth. These dangerous creatures nearly wiped off the entire human species, and the remaining humans have resorted to residing on floating islands that are placed far above the Earth, because of this constant threat of crazy and dangerous monsters. But flying monsters can still reach us, and we need to face off against them in a desperate attempt for our survival. What little remains of humanity is constantly under siege, with no end in sight. The leprechauns are the only ones who can help us. A gang of young girls with the power to use the only weapons capable of harming and driving away these formidable beasts. Powerful antique devices that do a lot of damage.
だからきっと今の私は誰が何と言おうと世界一幸せな女の子だ
Thanks for joining us once again at DoubleDollars. We aim to bring you the highest quality content out there, so let us know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you in the next one.